Yeah.
I call it his baby girl skin because he's so handsome.
Once again,
Hi,
you caught us in the act of talking about Marvel Rivals.
everybody.
Hello,
Well,
hello.
welcome to episode 2 of the Omniverse Chronicles Starhold, Oh Captain, My Captain. How many different titles can I cram into this one thing? This is what happens when you play a game to decide what game you're going to play in the game that you're going to play. How we all doing?
Good. I'm excited.
Okay.
It's the vibes.
So last time, we found the crew containing Ember, Odie, Husker, and Rogers, um, floating outside of a essentially silent ship. It was not. It had nothing running, no kind of distress, no anything, um, and they had gotten the coordinates for it from deciphering the tattoo on their captain's back. Once inside, they discovered that there were actually parts of the ship that were up and running. As soon as the ship docked inside after a spacewalk to get a very old door open, the captain received some kind of message that they needed to stay on the ship while the crew went out and solved whatever puzzle lie ahead, because part of being a good leader is prepping your team for when you are not there. Once inside the ship proper, they discovered that there was a system, the Terran Escort and Communication System, TEX, who runs the ship, and let them know about the locations on the map that were available, and asked them for an input code on the locations that were not available. There was a single failed attempt. They were told that after 3 attempts, security would be activated. So they decided to split up and look at the sections where they could easily go. Um, Odie and Rogers went down into water storage, where they discovered that there is just a very, very, very minute amount of water available. But on the ceiling of the water storage, they did find a couple of the Tex units moving around with their kind of spider like legs on the ceiling, spritzing down the bottom of the atrium, which was the first area they came into. And they discovered that the atrium was lush and flourishing. And then upstairs in Cryo, Ember and Husker discovered that the fate of the crew is known, that all the passengers on the crew are deceased. They discovered that all of the cryo chambers are empty, and looking back through some logs, Huskers discovered that every time new people were released from cryo, it was always the exact same number, the exact number that you need to run the ship. Um, that's the recap. Why don't you remind us who you are, who you're playing, where we can find you before we get back into it? Masha.
Yes, I am always first and I'm ready this time, question mark. My name is Masha. I'm happy to be here. I love playing tabletop games. You can also find me with Turntables RPG. We're playing D&D Wednesday. And I'll take this joke first. Otherwise, I'm at this desk playing Marvel Rivals. Probably like 3 hours a day. It's unhealthy. We don't want to talk about that. I am playing a character named Ember. She's tall and lanky and a little bit anxious, and I am using the playbook The Leader, which basically means that I am smart, and that's kind of most of it. People look to me for support, kind of, when they trust me. And I'm unsettled by the knowledge that many people are pulled out of cryo repeatedly in order to man a ship that should theoretically have a crew. Yes, that's
Percy.
me.
Oops. Hi, I'm Percy Davis, former professional wrestler, professional wrestling commentator. I am playing one Odintarius Vontes Aloysius, but his friends call him Odie. Uh, Playbook I got is the Muscle, which I have plenty of. Odie, of course. Me, I have a decent amount. Yeah, you can typically hear my voice at Naptown All Pro as one of the wrestling commentators. We've got Combat Crossroads coming up in Indianapolis for a Rumble week, so I'm going to be there for a while, and it's going to be fun.
Susan.
My turn. Hey, hi, I'm Susan Quintana. You can find me on social media wait, on Instagram at neither right nor wrong. That's right with a W. I post food stuff and writing stuff and doggy photos. Um, you can also find me at novelgamespodcast.com because I have a podcast called Novel Games where me and my friends play indie tabletop games with a huge emphasis on narrative storytelling. You can find that anywhere you can find podcasts.
Did you say who you're playing already?
Oh,
Oh, do I have? Yeah,
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
you?
they know.
Who
I,
are you?
I am
No.
playing. No, they've been here. I am playing Rogers. I am the augmented. Messed up my eye in an accident, and now it's super cool. Can see things, hear things, very awesome. Um, so my playbook is the augmented part android. Um, I'm very tall, wearing a chef's jumpsuit, whatever you want to picture that to be. I've got I've got an easy smile, positive, a little quiet, trusting. Um, and I just discovered we have no water. Oh no!
Now, Tass.
Me, I'm Tass. I dance the tango with Crit Show Studios. Socially, you can find me on Xbox where I am Groot. Today, I will be Husker, the technician with the mechanic subclass. I am the ship's pilot and mechanic. I've got a sweet, like, imagine bomber jacket, but future. He's sort of just an average size, not particularly tall man, kind of thin, little pilot dude, stern. And I think that our captain is amazing, and I aspire to be a captain myself. And one way or another, have a lot of respect for my crew, if not their intelligence and organization, at least their brute strength. And I'm just here to help, man.
Stern, how do you feel about aft?
Not as much. I'm a little more for stern. No, that's not. It's the opposite things.
That's fair. I'm Rev. You can also find me on the Crit Show. Steam says that I've played over 200 hours of Marvel Rivals. The problem
Nice.
is that I leave the game on and walk away, and it counts that time. So don't think that I am as good as
Sure.
someone should be who's played 200 hours. Yeah, and I will be running this game. As a reminder, the session 0 that we did for this, we played Oh Captain, My Captain, which is a descended from the Queen game. And then the game we are playing is Starhold, which you can find at starholdrpg.com. So yeah. Well, back into the story. Let's get on it. Unless anybody's did I miss anything in the recap that seems important to you?
Oh, you didn't say who your Marvel rival main was. Some of the rest of us didn't either.
I
Only Tass was cool about it.
listen, I have many because I am Phil. I mostly, if it's defense, I'm Penny. If I've got a push, I'm either Doctor Strange or Thor. If I have the opportunity to DPS, which is very rare because everybody insta-locks DPS, I am Moon Knight. And if I'm healing, you're in a bad situation, but I'm probably Rocket or Adam.
And in all cases, MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so let's start with Husker and Ember with the information that they have just learned. You have gone through the records of the cryo, and you have discovered that every time people were thawed out from cryo, that it was the exact same number every time, somewhere around 700 people, and it was pretty regular the length of time. There was some difference, a couple of years here or there, but generally about the same amount of time between the release of these people from cryo.
Okay. I can only speculate. Why the ship isn't moving hasn't precisely been answered yet. But it sure seems like Tex is just kept waking people up once they would die off so that they would have a full crew again and then wait till they died off and then wake up the next until they were gone. I mean, is that what it seems like? Am I wrong? I don't.
I mean, that's what I'm gathering too. I just don't understand why it was all at once, I suppose. Are we sure it was Tex?
I mean, no, but I mean, they're just the operating system, so I would assume it would have to be. Oh, maybe not. We gotta find the captain's quarters. We gotta find what a
I
human has to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're allowed there, but we can definitely try. I mean, from what I remember from the map, another floor up from here is the crew quarters, which has to share a floor with the captain's quarters, maybe, or maybe there's some kind of written word somewhere we can glean information from. I am beyond horrified at the hundreds of people who died over and over again.
Yeah. And we haven't found any yet.
You know? Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to find if who knows what they've gotten jettisoned, if they're piled somewhere, if they're ghosts. I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Humor is valuable in uncomfortable
I'm
situations.
just not good at
Um,
it. I don't
no, it
know
was
why
good. I'm
It
sorry
was
I
all
didn't
right.
laugh. I just,
No.
the horrors they outweigh the comedy at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, I just, I think there was a waste removal floor. That's where I was when you were saying a funny thing. Man,
Yeah.
um, oh, we can get on comms with our fellow colleagues, right?
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
think I
So
have it. Yeah, go for
yeah,
it.
down in the water storage, we have got Odie and Rogers. You've been looking up at these Tex units who are watering the root system of the atrium, and you get embers over the comms.
Um, hey, we've discovered some not so wonderful things in our quest, and I'd love to know if you have anything, I don't know, positive to share down there. Are you alive still? We haven't checked in a minute.
Oh
Over.
yeah, we're alive. There's no water.
Who are you
Ooh.
talking to?
Um
No, yeah,
the
but who are you talking to? Yeah, no, I see you talking. Who are you talking to? You talking to me? Is that Ember?
I'll turn on his comm. I,
Oh,
well, just
Hey,
pretend I didn't go Australian for a second.
Yes, and Masha is correct. You have a pair of comms between the two teams.
Oh, that's
Not
right.
not everybody has one.
It
yeah,
is.
oh,
it's myself and Rogers
That's
Yeah.
right.
have them, and we can contact our
You
captain
can
as
yeah, you
well.
can contact the captain as well.
Um, yeah, okay. Well, no water. That's great and fine and good. No good news on our end either. Husker and I in Cryo have discovered that someone, or perhaps Tex, has woken up enough people to man this spacecraft, just generally, like over and over and over again until presumably no one was left to run the ship, hence the current situation that we're currently in. I'm grappling with that on an emotional level still. Uh Husker, since you didn't hear it, there's no water. Just
Neat.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, if they've been maintaining the atrium and all that for all of this time, I imagine there can't be much left by now.
Of all the hobbies
Um,
for a little robot guy to maintain, it's the one that uses a finite resource. I love that for us.
Well, he used the other finite resource first, which was the people.
Oh, the people. Yeah. Well, it's looking great. Safe to assume that what we're looking for is not water or a crew. So, um, yeah. Any who? Hmm. What's next? What to do? Oh, Rogers, did you discover the source of the strange sounds that we were hearing from the atrium?
no, they're still below us. Um, I'm gonna like lay down. I have the comms in one ear and my other ear is pressed onto the shiny metal floor.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't think there's anything under us, but I want to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think our next transport location spot is further away from you as well. Oh,
All
okay.
right, be safe. Click.
Oh, oh,
Okay, bye.
okay. So I guess we go up, they go down. Is there an up and down in a spacecraft? I don't know. We're just gonna keep
Yes.
exploring.
Yeah. So there is I'll open my map here. Oh, for our
Please don't make
sake.
me think about that,
Oh,
Masha.
yeah.
Is there an up and down?
You know, like when you're
Um
watching Star Wars and like everyone's facing each other, but like it's the vacuum of space and gravity's not real. So like you'd
the
think
ship
that
should
they
all
would
be
at
like
some
parked
point be like in
yeah.
a diagonal. It's not important.
Yes, so you are on one team is on 3, I'm sorry, is on 4, the other one is on 2. Um 4 is cryo, and then 5 is crew quarters up above, and then below, water storage, not directly below it, but on that same level is waste removal. For those of you who are uh, here in our Discord, there is a map of what they currently know inside the Discord in the channel for Omniverse Chronicles. Oh, that was perfect timing. It was just asked. um, yeah. So is that what's going on? The folks from water storage going to waste removal, and cryo team is going up to crew quarters.
Sounds like it.
I y yes.
Mhm.
But
Well, so we know that there's an empty space below us and that waste removal is below us but diagonal.
Yeah, it's like the
So,
other side of the. Mhm.
mhm.
'Cause you know
So
the
I
elevator opens on both sides, but it will not
mhm.
open on every floor on both sides for some reason.
Is there a way to get the elevator itself to go up a little bit and then get the elevator shaft open?
Oh my.
You could try. I mean, the way that you have gone so far is the text unit inside of the elevator asked you which floor and took you there.
Okay. There's not like a you couldn't like play around with a call button on the outside of it.
What you saw was that he put one leg up and it inserted into the kind of control panel on the elevator. I think you were being attacked when I described that last week. So yes, he basically used one of his legs to program the floor that you were being moved to.
Okay.
What if we just get one of his legs?
I'll be
No,
honest.
that.
I'd had that thought the second that happened. Is
Oh,
I'm gonna
Odie,
have to get
Odie,
one of those.
I was gonna say that Odie says that like out loud to Rogers. He's like, man, what if we just get one of his legs? It's like a skeleton key.
Yeah. Um, you think that would be considered hostile? Hostile?
What if we promise to give it back?
Oh, yeah. Like, can I borrow this? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But also, we could just have him take us down to waste removal, and then I could just, pop the top off of the elevator, and then we just climb out,
Oh, that's much easier. Yeah.
Yeah, because being polite to the AI, obviously they deserve it, otherwise they're gonna take over existence here soon. But I'm gonna stick with what I'm good at, and that's hitting things real hard. And I can hit the top of an elevator I think pretty hard.
Right. I'll like wave my arm, like lead the way.
Oh, thank you. And he very gingerly makes his way over to the elevator.
Yeah, you push the elevator call button, and it opens right away, and the text unit is there. Hello there. How may I be of assistance?
Waste removal, my fine, horrifyingly multi-legged AI friend.
He puts his leg inside of the unit, and the elevator drops down. You do notice that when the elevator stops, the door opposite of the one that you just came in is the one that opens.
The Nodi is gonna kind of like look up at the top to see if there's like kind of like some kind of purchase, like a paneling for the elevator.
Yeah, why don't you survey the scene?
Ooh, can I help
Sure, how so?
with my with my bionic eye?
Oh,
Just extra looking.
yeah. Extra looking.
Just
So
So
that is
roll
going to
it.
be plus head.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
oh. Okay.
Do I
So
I
I
roll the bond that I have with him?
Yes, once we see, let's see if he needs
Oh,
it first.
okay, okay.
I do because I rolled a 7, and my head is -1, so that's an X.
Oh,
Oh.
Perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, you will roll with plus bond to Odie.
Okay. So, box cars, double llamas, and
right.
my bond with Odie is a +2. That's a
Nice.
14.
All right. So on I've lost. There we are. Assist. On a 10, they can re-roll their lowest die and replace it with the better number.
Oh, I rolled a 6 and a 1.
Okay, so yeah,
I'm
re-roll
gonna
that one.
keep my 6. And that's a 3 to a 10 down to a 9.
All right.
Oh.
So yes, you get one question from Survey the Scene.
Oh boy. How can I get out of here?
Yeah, so as you are looking around trying to see if there's a way onto the roof of this elevator, there is a panel there. You can kind of make it out amongst the lines that the lights are coming through. I think the thing that you would be concerned about is like, yeah, you could absolutely get that open. It might be a matter of getting the unit out of the elevator first.
Mhm.
Because you just don't know how it's going to react to you going up through the. Actually, you know what? Never mind. No, that's entirely fine. Ignore that I said that. I'm making it too difficult.
I'm scared.
No, it's a good thing. Yeah, you notice that there is a hatch up there. that you can access between the lighting panels.
Got it.
Right there.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Ahem. Tex, do you mind counting back from 1 million?
I don't.
Wonderful. Can you do so right now?
And he starts to.
Yeah. And I will kind of like take the butt of my rifle and kind of try to wedge it up there and knock the paneling loose as he's counting.
Yeah. Give me an act under fire. So this will
Shit.
be plus hand.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Yeah, you got them
Hold on.
hands.
I'm good at that.
This is crazy, by the way.
This is so great.
The 8 plus 2, 10.
Yes.
Hooray!
Yeah, you are able to knock this open. You hear it kind of like flap open and hit on the other side when it knocks, and yeah, it is a panel large enough for a person to go through.
And
And he goes,
I will,
"Done."
that was way too fast. Can you count to 10? Can you count to 10 million?
Yes, I can.
Do so. And then I will turn around and offer my hands over to boost Rogers up through the
Yeah.
panel.
I was already like dangling a little bit from the.
Oh, I'm just helping you.
Yeah, so you help Rogers up into the panel, and then I don't think you're a big strong guy. There's no need to roll to help with this or to get yourself up there. And yeah, you get on top of the elevator. Back upstairs, in cryo, you push the elevator button to call the elevator, and there's a couple of
Totally.
moments. When the elevator starts moving, are there any sounds from you? Like if you're on top of the elevator and it starts moving, Rogers and Odie?
Ah! Ah!
Yeah, so I think you hear
Like,
that like for just a brief moment. Like it's just, "Ah," and then the elevator door opens. And the text unit is there. And inside is a big hole between the lights, and you can kind of hear mumbling coming from up above.
I
Those
use
fucking idiots hit the elevator button while we were on top of the elevator?
This is what the comms are for. You have to tell us that you're.
And don't. And I'm gonna. And Odie like sends himself upside down the panel. Don't you yell at me. I had a plan to get into a place. I don't see any of you have with a plan to get into the places we're not supposed. And he looks at Tech. I don't see y'all with a plan.
I am koala'd onto Odie. I think my face is just in right there, like in an armpit, and I'm still like quietly screaming.
How many of you have assistants?
5th floor, please.
He puts his leg in and moves it up to the 5th floor.
You son of a Slovakian. We're like, we're still on top. We didn't go back.
On your path there, it takes just a couple of moments, and then the door on the same side that you came into is the one that opens. And it leads out into the crew quarters.
I don't look up. I just say, "Good luck," and I step out of the elevator.
Okay.
I follow. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't have a plan. So.
And
Husker.
what are the two of you doing on top of the elevator? Like, are you waiting?
Yeah.
There is a muffled like send it down to waste.
Oh, Tex, will you go down to the 1st floor, please, after we get out? Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you. I appreciate the. All right.
Closes.
You unwashed son of a.
Yeah. both of you take a point of stress
I'm stressed. You're
because
right.
the speed at which the elevator moves down when it is unoccupied, like you lift off of it for a moment. You go slamming back into the top when it arrives at its location.
Oh boy.
Amazing.
I feel like I need to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me stay with you. So it is on the first floor, and you hear a door inside slide open.
Now
Is
that I'm up
there
here. Oh, good.
a vent or something that I could get through to go to the side where the door is not opening?
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you survey the scene?
Okay.
May I too also potentially help if she needs it?
You can, yeah,
Okay.
but we'll wait and roll it after the fact. That way you don't make something worse.
I do. Finally failed a roll. I 5. Survey the scene. I got
A
a 5.
5.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can absolutely help out. Roll plus your bond with Rogers.
Hey, Rogers, what was our bond?
I, I,
Plus,
It'll be
I
different for you than with them.
yeah.
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
this is true. What is our bond? It was +2.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
We get along, which is good because I rolled a 6, and that takes it up to an 8.
Okay, so that I believe just gives you a +1, which is still a 6. Um, so there absolutely is. There is a. You see that there is a number of large vents that go off in that direction from the elevator.
I'm going to pull out one of the weapons that I have, which is a thermal knife.
Mm,
Uh, the tags are one harm hand burning, and I would like to cut through what I assume to be relatively thin piece of metal to pop this vent open.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, you are able to cut this vent open, and you hear the metal again clatter in as it falls. Um, and then I think inside you hear the elevator door close.
I'm gonna just like I'm going down a kid slide, just woof, feet first through the hole.
Yeah. What about you, Odie?
Yeah, he's gonna like kind of survey the size of it and go, "Oh boy," and also fling himself in leg first.
So back upstairs on the 5th floor, we come out of the elevator into a long stretch of corridors. There are just doors every like 10 feet, and it is like half a mile long. Like it is a ridiculous length. And you get every maybe 100 feet or so, and it breaks off so that there are paths going down that way, and you see the same thing repeated. It's like a city block if the city block was just single level apartments. It's almost like being inside of a storage unit, actually.
Mm.
Is there any like signage or labeling that differentiates these units from each other in some way?
Why don't you survey the scene? I don't think that there's anything obvious, but there might be something that you can kind of clue in on.
Okay, survey the scene is plus head.
Yeah.
That one. I rolled a 5 and a 3, which is 8, plus my 2 head is a 10.
All right, you get a hold too.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Would I know something that's related to this? Would I know anything that's related to this? Excuse me.
This being like, what is the
Um,
this that you're?
Yeah, great question, Rev.
Thanks,
I'm
thanks.
just reading from the handbook. I think that when I say this, I mean like this kind of layout and how to find something that might actually be useful. So like
Yeah, yeah.
obviously like a regular guy's bedroom is not going to be particularly helpful, but like maybe
Hmm.
someone higher in command would actually have something useful to our little journey.
Yeah, so I think the thing that you know, because we have established that you have studied a lot of old ships and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That you know, if you have a position that is higher, your quarters is usually not located on the same floor, but the
Right.
access to it is on the same floor.
Ah.
So as to not create kind of dissension in the ranks. You would know that a couple of these doors probably go to a lift or stairs or something that go to a different location, whether that's up or down.
Um, would I be able to find said doors? That's not one of my two questions, is it?
Um, I think that
I suppose I could ask some variation of how can I get out of here in the same way
yeah.
that we broke open an elevator with that
Yeah, I
knowledge.
I think that there's a handful of questions you could spin this. Is there something important that I'm missing? How can I get out of here? I think one of those we can totally count that other hold
Hmm.
to recognize some kind of very old marking. You start to go down and there are marks on these doors that don't read like room numbers, and you realize that it's like a probably a long dead language. And but you do recognize like the hierarchy of letters and numbers. And you're able to lead the two of you to the door that you believe is like kind of the highest uh, ranking in them, not necessarily the highest number, but like you can see that it's the most important letter and number.
Okay. Um, well, this isn't quite the captain's quarters, Husker, but it's as close as we can get without whatever those other two are doing right now. Um, shall we?
I suppose we ought to try.
I'm gonna try to open the door regular style.
um, yeah, I don't think it's open. I
That's
can't. I
cool.
can't imagine.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it
Now,
have
now I'm going to try to open the door side saddle.
Yeah.
Does it have a
Um,
panel similar to the others we've opened?
It does.
Um, t- since we didn't just automatically get through, I'm still going to try just the reboot sequence I tried before. I
Yeah.
know it's probably a different kind of door, but I'm still going to try it.
Yeah. I think you try that reboot sequence and it doesn't have the same effect. But it is actually roll a roll a roll a d6 and tell me if it's even or odd.
Okay. Even.
Even. Yeah, you realize that as you are starting to do this reboot sequence on the door, that the systems in like the crew quarter doors are much simpler because you hear like the entire block of this place, all of the doors open.
Oh. Oh, what? Well, okay. After you? After
yep.
me?
I'll go first.
Oh,
That's
right.
okay.
Cheers.
Thank you for opening that. Yeah. It feels bad a little bit. I feel like I'm intruding, but okay. Yeah, I will walk through the open door.
Okay. Yeah, the two of you head into this open door, and it's a very old but elegant looking spiral staircase at the end of this short hall that
Mhm.
goes up maybe like 40 feet.
Wow, yay, up. Okay. Sorry. It's exciting for me because it's a mystery area. Theoretically. Yeah, I think I'll take like the first step really tentatively just to
Yeah.
make sure it's sturdy and then just walk up the stairs.
Yeah. There is no issue with the stairs as the two of you. Are you following?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, as the two of you head that direction. Back downstairs, you have both elected to take the slide.
Whee!
You slide for a couple of maybe like 30, 40 seconds through these vents. And then you come to a pretty sharp crashing stop as your feet hit against like the opposite side of this air panel. As you have kind of slid down, you have seen that there have been offshoots going different directions, but it was pretty steep going this way. And I think the first thing that you notice when you stop is the smell of decay.
That ain't right. Ugh. You get up there, Rogers?
Yeah. Um, I know there's nowhere to go but out, but I'd like to just pretend like I'm opening the corner of a package of ravioli and like bend the corner a little bit and kind of look to see
Yeah.
what's there.
Give me an act under fire for this, because gravity is working against you. You've got, the weight of Odie behind you. So this is going to be a bit of a struggle not to cut it open and slide through, as opposed to just get it open and peek through.
Sure, that's plus hand.
It
Okay,
is.
okay. I changed dice. Oh, that's two crit show logos
Oh, but they're the gold
on
ones.
on the Strom dice. So
Yeah.
boxcars.
Woo.
Thank you, Strom.
Thank you,
Um,
Strom.
plus one is 13.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you were able to cut this metal ravioli and peek your face through. And what you see below, it opens into a fairly large room um, that looks like it maybe used to be like a meeting room. You can see that there are tables and chairs that have been moved. There's some old computers that are shut down. And like further ahead, you can see like signs for radioactive material. But in the immediate room, you see two of these text units, and it looks like they are um, like shifting a compost pile.
Oh,
And it's
well,
just
yeah.
in the middle of this like old workspace.
Yeah. Compost can get real stinky.
Oh, yeah. For a second I thought it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I thought. Are we still in waste removal? I don't know where we at.
We should be. Oh. We should be in the space opposite waste. Should. Who, who knows where we slid, I guess.
We're in a different ship. You're right. Uh, nah. So this workroom, is there like any other exits, entrances, anything like that?
I think from up here in the air vent, you probably can't tell, except for the one that Rogers has seen at the further end of the room, where it's labeled as hazardous material. I think there's a big metal double door there that does not have handles, like it is slid out of the walls and connected in the middle.
One final question before I just evacuate this slide.
Yeah.
Um, is the compost stirring? That's not making the sound, is it?
It is not. But I think that now that you are here, you can kind of tell that you are. I think you kind of get this, because that sound is louder. So you are below the water storage. That humming sound seems to be coming from where it is listed, the hazardous the radioactive material.
Sure, of course. All right, alley-oop. And I'll cut the rest of the way open and try to land on my feet.
Whee!
Yeah. Are you following, Odie?
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I
I bet you're strong enough to like Mulan your way back up the
Back to the elevator.
yeah.
could. I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving Rogers alone. They're
Yeah.
my people.
Oh,
Um, I think just one of you. I'll let you pick who. Give me an act under fire for the pair of you. And this is just the fall, the working robots, the compost pile. There's a lot going on down there.
I
I only have a
volunteer.
+1 to my hand.
I volunteer.
Okay.
And I used to be in the circus. I know how to tumble. That is 9 plus 2. That is 11.
Yeah,
Nice.
you are able to like you straighten yourself out as you fall, and you're actually able to somehow in that 60-foot fall pass Rogers and land first and then catch him. um and uh and the two robots, the two text units that are doing the compost pile don't seem to acknowledge you. Like they are also glassy eyed the way that the ones watering the root system were.
Right. They don't know we're here. Let's keep it that way.
And I think now that you're in this room proper, kind of back behind you, the direction you slid, you can see like the frame of what you assume would be the elevator door. And then there's also two small offices, one on each side of that elevator door in here.
Looks as good a place as any to start. Let's check those offices out. Because again, this is just like some weird compost-filled workroom, right? Like doesn't look like there's any like structure to it, like from just a cursory glance.
It depends. Are you taking a cursory glance, or are you like trying to scope this room out? A cursory glance is it's just a room filled with compost.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I will just kind of get a lay of the land here now,
Yeah.
kind of
Why
understand
don't
like
you
what do we land in?
Why don't you survey the scene?
I'll help if you need it.
Okay.
No, no, I don't need that. I don't think. Well, I rolled a 4.
So on a full success with an assist, you can re-roll the lowest die if Susan gets a full success.
I believe in you, Susan.
Okay.
I believe in these
So roll your bond.
dice. Yeah, that's a 11.
Okay. So
Right.
re-roll your lowest die.
Uh, who let this happen? Who let me roll? That. That's
You get
another one.
you get
It's the exact same thing.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't see anything unusual in the room. I think that as you start to look around, these two robots are working and they seem to finish. And they set down the tools that they are using, and they both turn and they walk like towards you and past you, and each one goes into one of those two offices and closes the door.
You know what?
You go left. I'll go right. And I'll
Yeah, left. You got it.
So you're gonna go try to open these doors. They are locked.
Aw.
Why
Knock,
is a
knock,
door
knock.
never just a door?
Knock, knock, knock.
I don't think you get a response.
Boo.
Yeah. The glassy eyed.
Well,
You can see them inside pretending to type and file paperwork.
One comes over and lowers the blinds. It's like,
Peeks
oh
out,
hey,
sipping coffee.
I can see you. The lights are still on.
Yeah.
The lights are still on.
So back upstairs. So we'll leave the two of you in front of these locked doors. The two of you have traversed this spiral staircase, and at the top there is a much smaller hallway, and there are maybe 6 doors up here. Two of them not kind of, 2 of them on the right side, 3 of them on the left, and then one straight ahead. And there is clear indication to you, Masha, that the one straight ahead would be the captain's quarters.
Oh. Um, I think I just look at Husker and I'm like scared to speak, so I just point at the door that's at the end of the hallway.
I give a thumbs up and walk slowly. Um, having been aware of some of these techs around, I think I'm listening as I go to try to suss out if there's anything up here that's active.
Yeah, why don't you survey the scene?
I suppose I will. Head. Whoop. It literally. I want to use my phone to take a picture of it being cocked on the corner, but it's on my phone. So we'll try that again. Hell yeah, that's 5 plus 5 plus 2, 12.
All right, you get a hold too.
Okay. What can hurt me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. As you look around, you do notice that there are like little glass orbs hanging from the ceiling. I think you can pretty easily recognize them as pretty old surveillance tech. You don't see any lights inside of them currently. Like the space is not being monitored, but it could be monitored. And you are aware that, from what Masha has seen, or from what Ember has seen on the map, this is a restricted area, and you were told that you need an access code to get here.
Right.
So those cameras could hurt you.
Yeah, yeah. Um It's such a general question, and I like this question in this game a lot because it's so general. So in the spirit of what we're trying to accomplish, what can help me?
Yeah. Is this what can help you get into the room, or help you with the threat of the cameras?
I think the threat of the cameras. I think I'm taking that question off of what I just realized.
Yeah. So you have been inside of this system. You imagine that you could probably go back down to the my brain just short circuited. But down to the panel that you used to open these doors, and you could probably, if you have something to flood that with a little bit too much power, you could probably overload those cameras and burn them out. There's probably a number of different ways that you could take care of them, and you think it would be from that panel that you used to crack these doors.
I say to Ember, would you mind staying at the top of the stairs here for just a moment?
I'm only if you tell me where you're going.
I get into the inner pocket of my coat and I pull out my cyber glove and fit it over my hands and do a couple of little twitches to make sure it's nice and charged and active. And I say, I'm going to go burn out a couple of inorganics. I'll be right back. And
I'm gonna go kill a couple people.
Whoa.
and I'm just going to just slide down the spiral stair back to the panel.
Yeah. Boy, you've got the equipment for it. I don't think there's a roll here.
Okay.
you've got the cyber glove, so you get the cyber love, and you are able to use this to overcharge the system. And I think Ember upstairs, you have a brief moment of seeing like all of those orbs like light up for a second, and then too bright and then dark.
Oh, I hope that's related.
Sorry.
I'm gonna wait patiently for Husker to come back before I move or do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just writing that quote in the Discord real quick.
Yeah, good.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to laugh about
Oh.
that for a month. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, you rejoin Ember upstairs, and you can tell that all of those cameras have been shorted out.
All right. I don't think this did anything for the doors if they're locked, but that's a whole new problem to solve. But in theory, we won't have any alarms going off.
Yeah, thank you. That was a lot from up here. Okay, well, we're where we want to be, right? And now that I know that we use computers for everything, does the door to the captain's quarters have a little, like, kiosk where also keyboard and access?
It does.
Can I activate it?
Yeah, you go over to it, and it starts flashing, and you can see that it's like requesting a password.
Not this again.
Now
I know what it is.
I showed you all the reboot method. Do you want me to do it, or you want to give it a try?
Oh, this one feels important enough that I'll watch you do it. I'll get the next one.
All right. I'll crack my knuckles and see if I can bypass this one as well. Try to reboot the system and set it back to 1.
Yeah, I think this one is going to be different. So this will
Sure.
be a use or repair an advanced item.
Absolutely.
This will be plus tech.
Very good. Very good. Let me double check my moves. Yep,
get
that
out
one
of a
doesn't
roll,
really
but-
apply. And it's not really broke, so yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Whoa, that's so close. 7. What is my attack? Ooh, 9.
Can I try to help? I don't
Ah.
know.
So you seem so disappointed that I asked that question.
How to help? Ooh. Man, Husker, he's our man. If he can't hack it, no one can. I don't know.
My fury focuses me more.
No, I think that man, maybe there's a situation where like Husker is still wearing the cyber glove and I can tell that like it's impeding the typing and I'm like, "Whoa, like we're not rushing. Like can I make sure that like nothing's distracting you?" And so like I
Yeah.
help remove the glove and like cuz otherwise you
Nice.
might like key in a thing wrong.
Yeah, or you might like shock this system. Yeah, roll with your bond towards Husker.
I think we had a good bond. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we had a good bond.
Is there a consequence if I fail this roll? I haven't rolled yet. I'm just asking in advance.
There's always a consequence to failing
Okay,
a
yeah,
roll.
fair. All right, okay. Well, I rolled a 5 and a 3 again, which is 8 plus 3 is 11.
All
so
right.
handily.
Yeah, no problem. So yes, you are able to start typing in this. It takes a couple of moments, but eventually it gives you a flashing message of accepted, and the door slides open. I think directly in front of you is Yeah.
I actually have a question in regards to this, like in the spirit of how assist is listed.
Ah.
Like for the 10 plus, because you said am I drunk? You said 11, right?
11.
It is to re-roll the lowest,
Mhm.
but in this case, like I rolled a 3 and a 4. Like
Mhm.
it's
Oh.
almost as good of a chance to re-roll a lower number. On a full success, can we just say, hey, can I just
Oh.
take the mixed and get the plus? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Because
Yeah, I
I
was just giving you the plus of moving
yeah,
on. Um,
Yeah, how dare you,
man.
Taz? This was going so well.
I know. Because there's, I mean, a 1/3 chance or no, a 50% chance that this means nothing. Um,
Um, I I mean, it does say re-roll your lowest die and
yeah.
use the higher number.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
And I
Our
believe
bond
that
was too
happened a couple
strong.
times in the show too.
that does sound right now
Yeah,
that you say that. Well, all
Nice.
right. I just want to keep us honest.
yeah,
Okay, 4.
yeah. That's
So
fair.
4 and 4 plus 2 now. So we're good. We're good.
Okay,
Oof.
excellent. Yes. So the door is accepts the password. It slides open, and inside, you are greeted with a very not lavish apartment, but it's nice compared to what you have seen so far. There is, everything you would need to live in here. You have there's a kitchen, there's a bed, there's a bedroom, there's a living quarters. You see there's a workspace, as well as a computer setup that a ton of monitors that are all off, and then some panels that out in space as well.
I don't know if anyone else is. I'm having a little trouble. Everything is cutting in and out just a little bit. Is this just me?
Oh, for me?
No.
It's
Well,
happening
for
for
everyone,
me
a little
too.
one.
I know Discord's
Yeah.
had
Okay.
some issues in the last couple days, so that could be it.
Yeah. I got the gist of most of
Okay.
that, but just for that stint there, it was a little choppy.
Yeah, yeah. Let
Um,
me try.
sounds
Let me hang up real quick, and I'll join back in.
I
okay.
Everything's
will
gonna
miss
go
you.
wonky for a second.
Yeah. Ah.
I was having some pretty severe connection issues yesterday, maybe
Yeah.
2 days ago, so it could just be Discord still.
Sure.
How about now?
It sounds good.
What about now?
Sounds good. Do you want to give
Okay.
us
It sounds like it.
Yes, I
the
want
quick and
to as
dirty
well.
again?
Yeah. So inside is a not lavish, but a very nice apartment. Everything you would need to live, and not necessarily need to go to any other parts of the ship. There's a kitchen, a bathroom, a bedroom, a living quarters, as well as a study that has got a desk with a bunch of very large monitors that are all dark, and a couple of spaces. Not spaces, a couple of windows that look out into space.
Nice.
I feel like the computer is the place to go, right? Can we boot it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you go over and you turn on the computer. And after a couple of moments, it turns on, and you can see that the screens start to fill up with various feeds from around the ship, except for the center one, which comes up with like the operating system for the computer.
Husker, not to make you do all of the techie stuff, but I don't know that I know where to look for the information we need. Um,
This is pretty old tech. You might be better at this than I am. I don't know. You're shadowing the captain. How do you all do logs?
the tech has really changed since
Sure.
this. I point to the computer. But I'll take a seat and I'll see what I can kind of like intuit or perhaps remember from all of the YouTube videos I've watched about space from the past.
Yeah. So do you want we could go one or two ways here. This could either just be an investment of time, or there could be a
Mm,
role to not have the requirement of as much time passing for the two of you as you do this.
well, I don't know that Ember necessarily feels a time pressure. And not to metagame, but this makes me feel like enough time has passed that we should probably check on the other half of the team.
Sure.
Um, Is it gonna like ruin the flow of the game if I hop on comms here?
No, no. But this is just specifically for me
Yeah,
to know how much the
right.
clock advances while the two of you are occupied by this.
Uh, I just know the more I roll, the more likely I am to fail my rolls. So like my preference is to just have it take time.
Okay.
And then maybe while Ember is like trying to work out the computer, if Husker finds anything exciting in this apartment, that could also be helpful. I don't know.
I was gonna say
Um,
I'm shamelessly going through drawers and things
hell
like just
yeah.
absolutely.
I love other people's stuff so much. Susan, please. Her own message in chat says make Masha roll in all caps. Fails do make the story better, but come on, I
Uh,
thought we were friends.
yeah,
How did I
so
bargain?
the roll not taken.
Yes,
So
sorry.
we will leave the two of you here kind of eating up some time as
Okay.
Ember goes through the computer files and Husker goes through the captain's stuff. um Back downstairs inside of, well, we don't know what they call this area, but there's a big room of compost and a place where there's a bunch of dangerous radiation and a lot of thrumming. And then there are two robots, not robots, but there's two text units locked in their rooms.
I wasn't told about the radiation. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I wasn't told about the radiation
Yeah,
until we got here.
that's the sign at the far end of the room above the double door was radiation.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So is this the only? These were the two offices you spoke of, correct?
Yeah.
With the tech units. All right, cool. Kind of look over and be like, Rogers, how did knocking work?
I
Still
I
not.
just kind of put my head on the door that's closed. Like, no.
Oh, you have to knock like this, and I'm gonna try to kick the door in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give me give me an act under fire.
Oh boy, can't wait to break my leg.
No.
It'd be really funny. It's an 8 plus 210.
Yeah.
He's a
you,
He's a beefcake.
Yeah, you kick
Nice.
this door off. You kick it off. It just falls in onto the ground. And in the corner of the room, with its back to the wall, is this text unit. And there is a cable winding out of its neck, plugged into a port. And it doesn't acknowledge you. Inside of this room is a workstation, a filing cabinet.
All right. Well, I hope you're streaming the crit show on that thing. And he's gonna go over and open the filing cabinet.
Yeah, you start to go through this filing cabinet. What about Rogers?
Hmm. This looks like a boring room. I'm gonna. Okay, here's what you need to understand, Percy specifically.
Yes.
Rogers isn't playing Alien Isolation. Rogers is playing Treasure Planet. So I think I'm gonna turn because oh, you got the filing cabinet. Excellent. There's nothing else in here for me to do because we don't want to mess with the robots who could kill us. So I'm gonna leave the room and I'm gonna walk over to the door with the hazardous materials sign on it.
And just to paint this clearly, there are two offices. Before you were kind of at opposite doors. He has kicked his door in. You're going to leave your door closed, not help him, and go down to the hazardous waste or the radiation door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you start to head down this way. As they go down there, why don't you give me a survey the scene, Odie? As Rogers moves down towards the radiation sign.
No, it's so good. I'm real good at this. real good at this. Ah, shit. That is a 9 minus 1, 8.
Okay, so it does get you a hold 1. Down as you start to get closer to this door with the radiation sign, that vibration does start to get louder and louder. You hear this thrumming sound. Um, and there is a small console on the side of it, and then there's also like just a big old lever. Just a big old lever.
Ooh.
Mm, do I do I get any inkling?
No, this is for
Oh,
Rogers.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's for
Oh, yeah,
me.
that's true. Yeah, you were. Oh no.
I I'm gonna tap 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 on the console first.
Yeah, it kicks on.
Ooh.
And I think that what comes up is a menu. And the menu is like, you know, um, it basically is just giving you options to go in and see like the status of the room. Like it will give you conditions. It's like, oh, levels at 32% and radiation contained. Like it's just like a little feed out, a little readout that tells you like what the
Okay.
other room is like.
Okay, so there is actual radiation in there. It wasn't like someone put up a sign to trick us to not go in there.
Yeah, at least from the computer readout, the radiation is contained.
Okay. And the humming is coming from in there.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a way? Mm. I was gonna ask, is there a way for me to like press my ear up or like do something with my androidness to like tune into the sound and try to figure out like what it is now that I'm so close to it, but I can't
Oh.
see it, so I don't know.
No, I think you can survey the scene. You've got an eye that does all kinds of wild stuff. You can see different like different spectrums than normal eye. So, yeah.
All right. Plus head. 4, 8. That's a 9.
Okay. So you also get a hold 1. Let me jump back um, to Odie. What would you like to
Mhm.
ask Odie about the files in here?
Hmm. I just don't want to like. I always feel like this is my generic go-to question, but is there something important that I'm missing?
Look, it's
You know what
the
I'm
best
saying?
question.
It
It, it,
is.
it
It
is.
really is.
It is like
And it's
every time I see it, because I'm just like like what happened here could also be pertinent,
sure.
but I'm looking for critical information about
Yeah.
like it's more all encompassing. So
Yeah.
that's why it's like, is there something important here that I'm missing?
And if you have a hold 2, it gives you like a kind of a narrow focus for your next question.
Yeah.
So I think the important thing that you're missing here, as you start to go through um, these files in the file cabinet, you see that pretty regularly the person who was like working this desk changed over, and they're giving reports on like the temperature of the ship and like the conditions of the water and the food and its scarcity. And I think the thing that you notice is that they all have the same pattern in their reports of, let's say that every crew, every person that ran this station, let's say they did it for 11 years, that somewhere around like year 7, it starts to get incrementally hotter, and they report that pretty consistently. And it's not something that they can seem to track down. It doesn't get unbearable, but the temperature raises after about 11 years and keeps raising until the next person takes over and the temperature they're reporting is normal again. Um, what about Rogers? What would you like to
Ah,
ask?
I should have been thinking of a question. Um, I I want to know
Hmm.
what the thing is making the sound.
Yeah.
So I want to ask
Hmm. Hmm.
what happened here.
Yeah. So this is a mix of, I think, you leaning up against it and listening, you like going through and like just selecting the different options where it's like, do you want to know this? And you're like, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, now tell me this too. And the uh the thing that happened here is, and it's it's weird. And I think that you notice it because like you have had to do some repairs on like your stove and stuff before. Um, it seems like at some point this fusion reactor that's in this other room had been augmented in a way where the controls from it not only could be operated from this station, like from this particular room, but that the tech's units also had access to it. And them having the ability to control it, like that's what you hear grinding in that other room, is that something was added to it to link it into these units so that you have like this normally spinning machine, and it's like someone put an extra gear in there so that that would go as well and send that information into this other system.
Oh no. Odie was right.
That's-
Okay. I'm a power walk my way back to where Odie is.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm just going through the filing cabinets.
Yeah.
You've seen everything that I've not found useful is now a paper airplane and has been thrown behind me.
Ooh. I'm gonna do like a really awkward like bow to the robot that's like plugged in, and then I'm gonna get you by the arm and start to like pull you out of here.
Like I'm not. I am too big for you to move. As like as I'm like reading with one hand as you have the other, and I'm not moving. What's up, bud?
That's a fusion reactor in
Hmm.
there. Right? These wonderful and amazing robots they're hooked into it. They're hooked into it.
Is that allowed?
No? That's why it sounds all messed up.
Okay. And I'll kind of like lean in and be like, I I found some information about the people reporting here, the crew members and everything. Every 11 years, there's a new person that's set up this log, and the temperature in the ship gets hotter every single time. And after that 11th year, there's a new person, there's a new log, and the temperature returns to normal. I
Oh,
don't.
they baked them like souffles.
I wish you did, maybe. I was thinking more of a horrifying radioactive air fryer, but a souffle sounds a lot more delicious, a lot sweeter. But yeah, there's something we're missing. Why do they need crew members to monitor this? That don't make no sense, right?
It makes perfect sense. You amazing, wonderful robots. Let's get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we love AI. AI, thanks for, you know what? Thanks for writing my college thesis paper. I never turned it in, but you know what? We appreciate you. Good, goodbye.
Where are you going?
I want to go over to the where the elevator door is.
Mhm.
Is there is there a way to call the elevator down here?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to call the elevator down here and see if it'll just open now that someone's called it from this side.
Yeah. Yeah, you call the elevator down, and there's a brief moment, and then the door opens, and the tech unit is facing the wrong direction. And then it turns and looks at you. Unauthorized person in unauthorized location. Security measures activated. Back upstairs.
Uh-oh.
You are starting to. You've been poking around inside of inside of this space for a while. Um, why don't you give me no, actually there's no roll. We decided that this would just take some time. So I think that outside in the hallway, you hear Tech's voice come
Mm.
like just kind of from everywhere, just saying security measures activated. But you have got the computer up and running now. What would you like to do with it?
Oh,
Oh boy.
you wanna check in on them, maybe?
Uh, uh, uh,
Because I
I
don't
think
think
that
there's
I,
anybody else here to activate
I,
security measures. Guess,
right.
just a guess,
Okay,
educated guess.
here's the plan. I think that Ember takes her comms off and
Uh-huh.
puts it on Husker
Yeah.
Oh,
because she's gonna start trying to dig into this computer and see if she can do something with the security system through the computer. And then Husker can talk to. I can't do two things at one time.
Okay.
Myself, Masha, and also Ember just can't do it. So,
Yeah, why don't you give me a user repair an advanced item?
mm,
This would be plus tech if you're going to try to hack
mm,
into the security system.
mm. Okay.
We believe in you.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. I rolled a 4 and a 6, plus my 1 tech is 11.
all right,
Oh,
Yes.
I'm
Very
all
sweating
good.
right now.
right.
So sitting here at the captain's console, I think it takes a little bit of doing, but you do have the option to like basically reset this.
Great.
Yeah. And so
I would like
you
to do that, please.
yeah, you hear Tech's voice like come over in a minute. Security measures deactivated.
Oh my God. Hey, Rogers, you on? We're fine up here. There was security things, and we hacked a kind of an area with the captain's cabin, and we're fine. How
Real
are
quick,
you?
what do the two of you doing standing in the elevator door?
I was completely frozen.
Yeah.
I I thought I was a brilliant genius. I thought I'd figured out how we wouldn't have to do something stupid to get out of here. It opened, I was grinning, and I froze. Just a statue.
Yeah.
They could have killed me in seconds.
Yeah. And as his voice starts to come over the comms, same thing.
Uh, I was gonna do something real stupid and be like, text divide by 0.
I think that as you're both standing there, like you see Tech return back to his original position, and then he starts to turn back towards you again with the door open behind you.
Yeah, it was like,
Oh,
kinda-
I'm baseball sliding
yeah.
into the
Yeah.
elevator.
Why don't you both give me an act under fire?
Oh God. Oh.
I like to point out, I didn't do this. I did not do this.
Oh.
I might do this part. What is this? Plus hand?
It is plus hand.
That's a 10.
Okay. A 4.
Or
What do you mean by that?
A 4, you say?
A 4, I say.
Yeah, on a miss, things go horribly wrong.
Yes.
So you, Percy, you, Odie, are able to get into the elevator no problem. And I think in addition to that, you're going to have a moment here to act. Because what you see is that the text unit says, again, unauthorized personnel in restricted location. And again, you hear the voice come over and it lunges at Rogers. But I think that you can do something because you were able to get in here so well.
Yes.
Upstairs, you both hear the security kick back on.
Shit.
But I thought I deactivated it.
I thought you did too.
I'm gonna start trying to deactivate it again because I don't know.
And I got something in my bag.
Uh-huh.
I got, or sorry, not my bag, but on my hip, I have my Tangle gun,
Mm.
which is 0 harm, versatile, and restraining. And so
Yes.
I think the second that I
Ooh.
see that it lunges for me, it's very revolver style, where I just pop it off of my hip and try to launch it at the tech and restrain him.
Yeah, I think that with your success on that previous act under fire, I think you get this. You fire this at the text unit. It wraps around its legs and its arms, and it falls to the ground. It is still active, but it is restrained. I think you can see pretty quickly, Masha,
Mhm.
that like another cursor point appears on this computer and starts typing in its own text. Like as you are like essentially like doing the hacking, like another screen comes up and starts like counter hacking. It's a hack off.
Who, who, whomst, who's doing this?
Um yeah, why don't you survey the scene if you want to get some information about this counter hack.
Yeah, what the heck? Excuse me. This is my job, kind of.
Kind
Um,
of.
5 and 4 plus 2 is 11.
Perfect. So you get 2 hold.
Who's in charge here?
You think it is who they said you have not met them yet, but you are positive that it is Prime Tex.
That makes sense. Um,
That like it noticed like, hey, this kicked on, and I didn't
right.
turn it off. Someone else did.
Totally. Uh, wh- hmm. What can help me?
Um, what is your primary intent here? Is it to find a way to circumnavigate this security? Is it to keep access to the computer and get the information from these logs? Like in Ember's heart of hearts,
Hmm.
what is the thing that she would like help with the most?
Um, well, Ember didn't think that she was going to get into the captain's quarters where we need presumably information about like whatever mystery resource it is we're hunting for. But also the captain's put a lot of trust in her to keep everybody alive, preferably. That's the ideal. Um, I think that her primary goal in this like very chaotic and stressful situation is just to maintain control over this computer, whatever that means. Like get
Yeah, yeah.
big text out of here or prime text.
It which sounds better?
No, it's
It
it's
was
big
just
Prime
text.
prime
It's
big
big
text.
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 Yeah, I
Big
was just
text.
before it was
Big
just the
text.
prime unit, but big text.
Big text. I want to get it's like makes it southern now. Sorry, big text.
Yeah.
He's got
Um,
just a giant hat on.
Like
yeah,
the
That's
like the
all I
big
can see.
like the big Arby's hat from the old
Oh my
signs.
Mhm.
god.
the ancient technologies. We
Yeah.
have the meats. Um,
That's part of the problem. They don't seem to have any meats left.
Oh
we run
no.
out of meats. I've lost the
All-
plot.
Yeah.
I know, where
Plot.
am I? What's happening?
Okay, so your question to me, Rev, was like, what in Ember's Heart of Hearts is she
Yeah.
trying to get done here?
And
And
it
I
was
feel
to
like
keep
one
the
of my
computer.
options is to like maintain control over this particular operating system, because I'm trying. It's Big Tex is trying to out hack me,
Mm.
and I don't want that because
Yeah.
I need it. I
Yeah.
need the console.
So I think that we can discuss what the MacGuffin here is, but I think you can do something to essentially put like a Faraday cage around this computer so that it's not receiving any signals. That it's just you have access to what's on the hard drive. You can't
Mm,
access other like these other feeds will go dead, but you can
mm.
keep the access to what's on the hard drive here.
Man, side question. None
Yeah.
of these feeds are the elevator, are they? Like, can Husker and I see what's happening on a feed?
Um. Yeah.
Because
Why
that would
not?
be funny as hell.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or maybe you don't even see it. Like you're hacking, and just in the corner we see
I see like the little like
shootout. And,
Yeah.
little gun thing that
Just
that Odie
inaudible
has.
screaming.
Yeah.
Like as Husker turns to like say something to you, he spots it in like the upper right corner, and we just see a bead of sweat roll down his forehead.
Just
At least
Um,
you know the cause now. You've
Yeah.
seen the cause.
yeah, I understand. I mean, who else would it have been if not the two of you? First of all,
Yeah.
the two of you who didn't notify the rest of the team that you're opening the ceiling of the elevator and then got mad at us for calling the elevator. Anyway,
It didn't get mad at you for calling elevator. It got mad at you for being in a restricted doorway.
right. Um, yeah, okay. I mean, I'll do that. Whatever I have to do to like remove Big Tex's grubby
Yeah.
little robot fingers.
Yeah. So it takes a
Weird. Sorry.
it takes a
Texas is so funny.
grubby robot fingers.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you
God.
take a couple of moments and you're able to shift some stuff around here, and you notice that all of the monitors go dead.
Mhm.
Like the information like feeding in from the ship goes down. But really, what you have is exactly what you want now. You have like a couple of you have like Minesweeper and paint, but it's mostly just the only thing on this hard drive are the captain's logs.
Thinking about Minesweeper and Paint now, the ancient text. I think I turn around to Husker. Like, I think I like pull my hands off the computer and I turn to look at Husker and I'm like, I did what I had to do, but I can't do anything with the security system now. Can you check? Can we talk to them? Are they dead now? Can we? What's going on with them?
I'm
Stop
trying.
thinking we're dead. Stop thinking we're dead. Into Rogers' mic. Stop thinking we're dead.
I hear that one.
Hey.
I'm not wearing the headset, but
Rogers, you dead?
We're okay.
Okay. What is the status?
We've got into the space underneath the water area nuclear fusion reactor thing.
Yeah, I'm more asking about the fight that I just saw on screen for a few seconds before we got locked out. Continue, please.
The techs is hooked up to it. To the fusion reactor. Like
Oh.
they control it. I think they cooked all the people who were here. It's a working theory. It's a working theory. We were getting back into the elevator but we came in from the wrong side, so
Why would you do that?
don't yell at me.
Aw.
I have good news. I have good. Can you hear? He grabs the.
I
he
hear-
takes the headset off. He's like,
Ah,
I have good news.
Ah.
And then he's gonna take he's gonna at least he's gonna ask politely first. He's like, Rogers, can I borrow your knife? Your thermal knife? The really cool one?
You be real fucking careful with it. Give it to him.
He takes it very gingerly.
It's my baby.
You call that a knife?
And he saving his big cool heroic moment says, I might have a key now. And he's gonna take the thermal knife to the leg of the Tex.
Yeah, give me an act under fire for this. Not because I think it's difficult to like use a hot knife to cut off this robotic leg, but I think it's more a matter of the success level. Like it doesn't have the operating system of the text anymore, so we'll see how
Okay.
precise it is with just like, yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
a
is
set.
it still like I almost
Yes.
said wriggling and
Yeah,
alive?
yeah.
I gotta plan for him after. 7 plus 2, 9.
9.
9.
So yes, I think that I'll give you one of two options here. We can roll a d6, and even or odd will decide which side of the elevator the door will always open, or you don't have to roll. Both sides always open at every stop.
Ooh. No, that's good. That's good.
Oh, we don't know if that's a good thing, but you know what?
Yeah.
Treasure
Why
Planet,
not?
baby. Treasure
Yes,
Planet.
Treasure Planet. It's for the adventure.
Yeah, so this key will absolutely work.
And then after
I love this.
I cut the leg off, I'll say, Tex, count to 10 billion, and I'm gonna kick him off of the elevator.
You kick the text off of the elevator,
Jeez.
and it just lays there looking at you, struggling.
It's not a very good AI. It doesn't take direction.
I
then-
think that as you kick it out, the office doors open, and the two kind of mindless ones like move over to it to start assisting it.
Hey guys, no rush. What floor are you on?
5.
And I like slam the leg into the keyhole and I twist it as fast as I assume it's just like a like how you ramp something up. I don't know how to describe it perfectly.
But like the old timey elevator where the faster you, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think that what you see as this door closes are these two, the kind of glassy-eyed drones helping untangle this now minus a leg text unit. And you speed up to the 5th floor. And as you stop both sides of this elevator open, let me remind myself. Okay.
We don't know what's on the other side of the
I
quarters.
know.
It's true. So oh well, you do know. It's fine. The elevator door opens, and on one side you see a hallway that has a couple of very nice doors. You can see one of the doors is open. And there are I think you can guess that this is the room that they are in, and on the other side is the viewing station of the top floor, which you had seen from in the atrium.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's less stressful than
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was
it would
less
be.
stressed. I was also down a floor in my head, but I was like, no, technically this is the 6th floor.
What do you mean down a floor? What's down a floor?
Well, the crew quarters, and there's a space next to the crew quarters, which is unknown. But now you know what is in 6.
Because that's the same floor you guys are on, right? You guys.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we took
that's where-
we entered on 5, and then we like went through a door and took a big
Oh.
staircase up.
Oh,
So we're
that makes-
technically.
So I technically would have been like,
Husker
we're
and I
on
are
6,
technically on
is
the
what I.
6th floor, yeah.
I see. I would have
Yeah.
understood that. That's me thinking we were still like
Yeah.
halfway
No,
up
that's
in
fine.
5, but I got you. Thank you.
I've got my ugly little, well, I got my little guy here, my little map. I know Rev made a prettier one, but
So you're all reunited.
I don't think
Hey.
I get up from this computer. I think I am like scouring captain's logs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cooking people.
Yeah,
Look up from the computer when I hear Odie say that.
okay, so yeah, let's let's combine knowledge here. Where they're slowly heating the place up.
Yep.
Over the course of 11 years.
And then cook everybody, then open up a new set of crew, cook them, new set of crew, cook them, and then now nothing. There's nobody.
But they have them monitoring everything. That's what I'm not understanding. Like
Right,
they're paying attention
why?
to everything else that's going on in the system, and the only change, the only non-constant, is the temperature until after 11 years, which then it hits, you know, microwaving people level. Which I need to know, where are we at? Because I'm not getting microwaved. Does that understand? My middle name's not Tostinos. I'm not being
Yeah,
microwaved.
yeah. It's not that hot. I mean, it's fine in here.
Rude.
So is this
Yeah,
bad programming? Is this just completely foobar programming? Or are they is there a purpose?
I don't know, man. You guys do the. I don't. Okay, go ahead, Rogers.
I have two theories.
All right.
Theory number one is Odie was making jokes earlier about the AI taking over and stuff, but that's one of them. Humans are stupid and they're running things bad, so we kill them off in batches, make it look like an accident. Theory number two. I'm still working on theory number two.
I, I mean, presumably the captain didn't get cooked, right? Someone was captain for more than 11 years. I'm still reading these, but don't see the positive in having to pull out 700 odd people every decade-ish period of time. That's a finite resource. What for? To be evil?
Oh, oh, there's this short story. It's really old now. It's like I have was it I have no mouth but I must scream. And it's like the AI stuff. No, it's real messed up story. Um this accent is going in crazy places, guys.
I'm obsessed with it.
I know. I'm like, keep going. Like, don't stop, please.
Um So, and it's like the we humans created robots, but the robots got so smart, but they're still robots, and they don't like that they're robots, and so they're just their whole life they hate people, and they just want to kill them, and it's fun and it's entertaining. So maybe this is Prime Tex's idea of fun.
Um,
Boo.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
And I'm
But
gonna kind
having
of dole
fun,
this. I'm gonna dole this information out as you all discuss and as Ember like comes across things.
yeah,
Oh
please.
yeah, please.
So I think that the first thing that you find is that this captain's log is like 200 years old,
Oh,
and so
oh.
his last entry is right about the time that the first crew died off, and there was never a like you don't find anything else on this computer, so you get the impression that there was not a captain after the first.
Wow. So he was first batch.
Oh. Oh. I feel ill personally. Anyone else? Thanks for that.
Is there anything up in there about what they noticed? Like, did they discover anything about the heat? Or oddities with techs? Or even why the ship stopped moving?
I'm still reading. I find it so fascinating that either they didn't wake up another person who could be the captain, or maybe no one could get in. I mean, we tried to convince Tex to let us into this space and were denied that privilege. Let me keep reading. So I will continue. I will continue scouring the captain's
Okay.
logs, please, Rev.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, what did the last log even say? Was it just
It's really warm in here. Ah.
um yeah, I think that if you are like going specifically to the last log,
Mm.
um he starts to it's fairly long. And you can tell it's kind of um not ramblings but almost musings.
Mm.
And there's this real vibe of, we were picked to go out and do this mission and to colonize this new planet, and we had catastrophic engine failure, to the point where they had to be jettisoned, and we're stuck here now, and we have no way off of the ship. And I think the last thing he says is that um, he made some adjustments to the parameters of text to ensure the success of the mission, if at all possible.
Well, now I feel really bad.
I don't that dude he's the one that made the adjustments then.
No, I feel bad for being so mean to the robots. I think they's just programmed.
Well, you know, they're machines. So if they are faulty in some way, I think it's okay. I'm okay with the logic of it's okay to turn off the machine that's about to rip you into pieces, and maybe I'm getting a vibe here, but maybe mulch us.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't want to be compost. I don't I don't
Well, if there's a way I had to go, like, at least I'd be growing more things.
Does this mean that the important part of this is the plants in the atrium, and that's what had to go from point A to point B? And not the people. The people weren't the colonization, but the greenery?
No, I mean I think that's all wrapped up with it. If okay.
Because why else would you need bulk mulch and all of the water? Why keep the plants alive but not the people? You don't age that much in 11 years. So,
Yeah, okay, fair. So yeah, we got to figure out the specifics of the the plan that needed done, that he changed everything for these to follow to a T, that will make them cook people, compost people, use up all the water, keeping it alive for as long as possible. What is the thesis statement? What is the What is the mission of this facility?
Well, maybe I go to Captain's Log Entry 1. Presumably there's some kind of little monologue of, wow, I can't wait to take this very important rare tree from point
Um,
A to point B.
so I think that at this point, um, just to kind of remind you of the world around you,
Uh-huh.
uh, the this security alert is still on, but you're in a
Oh,
location. They don't know where you are at the moment, as far as you know, because you've killed the cameras. You've cut big Texas. That's it's stuck now.
right.
Access to this computer. So Ember, I think you get 2 questions from Survey the Scene from the
Oh
time
boy.
spent on this computer with these logs.
Okay.
Choose wisely.
Um, if I'm not allowed to have Flavor Town, at least I get Big Tex.
Yeah.
Uh,
How can I get out of here?
I know, seriously.
Get
It's
on the
called the
ship,
dock.
fly
Yeah.
the fuck
Yep.
Yeah,
away.
leave. Yeah, somehow get back to floor 3. Floor 3.
It's like, nope, we made it too weird.
It's,
Nope.
I mean, I recognize the questions are like kind of vague on purpose, but I think that what I'm kind of trying to get answered is like what happened here? Like
Yeah.
what were the parameters changed to cover?
So I think that, and what would your, just out of curiosity, what would your other question be? Or would it depend on this answer, you think?
Feel like it would, but let me look for a moment because
Yeah.
maybe wow, is there something important that I'm missing? No,
Yeah.
Always.
yeah, I think I would be looking for what can help me
hmm
in the sense of like, okay, well, obviously there's no crew left, but how do we not also die slash get cooked slash turn into mulch
Yeah.
kind of energy, kind of vibes. I don't know. What happened here?
Yeah. So what happened here? I think we're gonna shift perspective for a second.
Ooh.
We are, looking at this ship through the eyes of the captain's multiple monitors. We see the captain sitting here, and I think like out his window, we can see that uh, the engines for the ship are like floating away, and they are like
Oh.
glowing. So this is something that has just recently happened, but they are adrift in space now. And he is working through trying to find alternate ways. How can they get this ship to move? How can they get to their destination? And the thing that happened here is that the captain realized that as they are, it's simply not going to happen. And the thing that he starts to write out is you see like he brings up a coding window and you see the information for Tex. And it basically has Asimov's laws, just 1, 2, 3. And he moves the order of priority of things. And like you can see that it is, protect the captain and the crew, protect the civilians who are coming to colonize, maintain the ship. And as you get further down, you see that there is a command for them to protect the environmental key. And he takes that and puts it at the top and closes the system down. And then you start to see time roll, and the text units go into kind of a shutdown mode as the crew is working, trying to figure out what to do. And they get to a point where it's obvious that nothing is changing, nothing is happening. They've been going at this for 10, 11 years. There's no change. They are just adrift. They are stuck here. And there are a couple of text units that wake up. They go in, they deal with the atrium, they deal with like the waste removal, they do minor jobs, but none of them are really cognizant. But we can feel the temperature start to rise on that 11th year, and 12, 13, 14, and we see that this crew, the captain, they're all working, they're sweating, they're eating, they're working, nothing's happening, nothing's changing. And then over the course of a night, when the temperature gets to its highest, the radiation levels flare, and then everything resets. We see this all play out again on the screens, except without a captain at this seat. People are woken up, put into jobs. They work trying to figure out how to solve this problem. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Temperature starts to rise. They work. They sweat. They eat. They work. Nothing changes. 11 years. Things start to get hotter and hotter. And again, one night when it gets its hottest, the radiation levels flare, reset. And we see this over and over and over and over again. And we cut back to that very first restart of that kind of 12, 13, 14-year period. And in that conference room, we see bodies being moved in. We see the text units starting to make mulch. We see water collectors added to a lot of the jumpsuits that people are wearing, collecting the sweat. We see new pieces being built to turn that into potable water and transported into an area of the ship that we have not yet seen, where there is a reserve of water. And you realize that, yes, these text units were given some kind of directive to change the priority of protecting this environmental key at all costs, including the cost of the human life on board. And once it became clear that this new group could not come up with a solution in 10, 11 years, they started changing the conditions so that they could harvest the water, the nutrients from their body to keep the atrium alive. And I think that's where we're going to end this week.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So,
first of all,
everybody, remind us where you're from, where we can find you.
wait a second. Hold on.
How dare you?
You can find us in therapy, okay?
You can't find me anymore.
You
I'm
can't
dead.
find me. I'm sad. I'm laying down. I'm crying. I'm sobbing. I'm weeping. My name is Masha. You can find me here next Monday. And in the 6 days in between, I will be at the edge of my seat thinking about all of those poor people and mulch and being turned into mulch again and again and again. It's fine, the passage of time. Anyway, I am also on a stream called Turntables RPG. We'll be playing D&D on Wednesday afternoon. And my character is once again horrified at what she's discovered. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Percy.
Yeah, once again, Percy Davis. You can find me on most social media at Big Purse Universe. Additionally, you can hear me doing commentary, or you can also see some of my wrestling matches if you go to IWTV or Fight TV. Primarily work alongside the Naptown All Pro company down in Indianapolis, Indiana. Gonna be there for Royal Rumble weekend. That's gonna be fun. But also, you can see me here next Monday getting traumatized on the Crit Show with the people that I love so much. They're making people into mulch.
Look, it's a
It's
game
not
of
cool.
it's a game of space horror.
Yeah,
It's true, it's
I am
true.
horrified by the space you've created here. Yes.
Susan.
Hey, it's Susan, and you can find me I walk out of this room and I still have the voice, and my child is like, "What's happened to you?" Um, I'm Susan, and you can find me on Instagram at neither right nor wrong. Come hang out, look at my puppy dogs and my yummy food, and every once in a while, some writing tips. Um, and if you really liked the word picture that Rev painted in the last couple of minutes, you really should listen to Apocalypse Keys because it is also a big sad, big feelings, big scary game. Um, come listen, novelgamespodcast.com, or Spotify or podcatcher things. I can't remember the name of any other ones. Go find it. It's a big, sad, scary, good time.
Tass.
Come listen to the Crit Show. It's free. Come listen to me on our Patreon. It's not free, but it's worth it. And remember, kids, the moon haunts you. Fear Magneto. Pure chaos.
And I am Rev. Yeah, I guess I should say, I realize that the people here who don't know our podcast are probably few and far between. But if you are here and you don't know our show, our first 6 seasons were Monster of the Week. Equal parts humor, heart, and horror is always what I like to say. And we have just started our 7th season where we are playing Fate. And we are on a world that is tidally locked, and there are magical machines that keep it that way. And we play as a group of people who have to go out and ensure that they stay that way. Because if the machines break down, the world's going to start spinning, and everything's going to be chaos.
And fly right
Um,
off.
We're going to fly right off. Yeah, and our Patreon, hundreds of hours of content, all in
Literally.
bite-sized pieces. This Twitch stream is the longest piece of content that we create. I have had it in my head ever since we started. Everything we make is between 35 to 50 minutes long. That way, it's like a meal. You feel full, you don't feel overstuffed, but you're not left hungry. So, if you like actual play content, boy, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And with that, we will see you next week for part 3 of 4
Woo!
of Starhold, Oh Captain, My Captain. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Right. Thank you.